Hello, and welcome back to Productive Dragons channel, where we do unboxes, plan with me's, and other things. And if you like that, please consider subscribing. Today, we got this giant thing, Book of the Month. Want to see what's inside? Come join me. Book of the Month is just that, a Book of the Month. You'll notice that last month, I did not have one. I actually skipped. You can do that. It is $17.99 a month with free shipping in the United States. Let's see here. What else can I tell you about this? This is, you can add books. After you get to a certain point, you can add books. It's also in Canada. I don't know how much it is in Canada. This month we had 6 books we could choose from. This is also my birthday month, so I maxed mine. Mine came out to adding, I think, 4 books, which I ended up having a total of 5 books in here, I think is the max you can do. It is, so I will tell you what this is. One of my books was free because it is my birthday month, so I got a free book because of that. So we have a thriller, a contemporary fiction, a literary fiction, fantasy, and memoir. Those were the 6 books we could try for the month of May. Month of April, I was not really happy. I was going to go for one, but when I read the trigger warnings, I was like, no, we're going to skip. So, without further ado, you do also get a bookmark. This should be interesting. It's the first time I've actually skipped a month with Book of the Month last month, so. Alright, so here is our bookmark. And the thing says, it's been pages since we met. Okay. So that is an add-on. That is an add-on. That is an add-on. That is an add-on. And we're getting to the book that I actually picked, which was Alex Morse, The Man Made of Smoke. This is the thriller. Right. Dan Garvey's life has been haunted by the crime he witnessed as a child, narrowly escaping an encounter with a notorious serial killer. He has dedicated his life since to profiling criminals, eager to seek justice for the innocent victims. So when his father dies under suspicious circumstances, Dan revisits the small island community where he grew up, determined to uncover the truth about his death. Is it possible that the monster he remembered from his childhood nightmares has returned after all these years? With his signature shock and suspense, Alex North brings us The Man Made of Smoke. By turns emotional, introspective, and utterly terrifying, this is a story of fathers and sons, shadows and secrets, and the fight we all face to escape the trauma of the past. Here is Alex North. So this is what I chose out of these 6 choices we had for the month of May 2025. Now, one book is going to look familiar, and I'll explain. Butcher and Blackberry by Brennan Weaver. I've hauled this before from Book of the Month. The reason why it's being rehauled is that an incident happened where my bookshelf got damaged, and there were several books that were damaged during this, and so I've had to replace books, and this was one of the books I've read and I had to replace. So this is the reason why you're seeing Butcher and Blackbird for the second time. Because when it came out, I actually picked this. I think I did an add-on or something. I'm not quite sure if I picked it automatically or I did it as an add-on, but it ended up being so good I wanted to make sure I had a replacement for this one. So this is a replacement, so I'm not going to read the thing about that. I did add this. I believe Butcher and Blackbird was going to be my book, my birthday book that I got for free. This one is by Olivia Blake, Gifted and Talented. Thayer Wren, the brilliant CEO of Ren Fair, Magnatech, and so-called father of modern technology, is dead. Any one of his three telepathical and electrokinetic gifted children would be a possible inheritor to the Winfair throne, or at least so they'd like to think. Meredith, textbook accomplished eldest daughter and the head of her own groundbreaking biotech company, has recently cured mental illness. You're welcome. If only her father's fortune weren't her last hope for keeping her journalistic ex-boyfriend from exposing what she really is, a total fraud. Author, second youngest congressman in the history, fights the good fight every day of his life, and yet his wife might be leaving him, and he's losing his re-election campaign. But his dead father's approval in the form of a seat on the Winfair throne might just turn his sinking ship around. Oh, no, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, so I'm going to try as much as I can. Elidith, once the world's most famous ballerina, has spent the last 5 years as running-of-the-mill marketing executive at her father's company after a life-alternating injury put an end to her prestigious career. She might be lacking in accolades compared to her siblings, but if her father left her anything, it would finally validate her worth by confirming she's been his favorite all along. On the pipeline from gifted kid to clinically depressed adult, nobody wins. But which Wren will come on top? I've enjoyed her work, so I'm kind of going... I was like, I definitely want to grab this because I've enjoyed Olivia Blake's work. So I wanted to test this out, so yeah. The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Pinyer. This one, I would have never looked at all. However, my library has a book club, and this was one of the books we read. I loved it. Hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper a mysterious figure named Nella, who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old girl named Liza Fanning. But their unexpected bond sparks a string of consciences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Parcells discovers an aged apothecary vial in the River Thames. As she is newly grappling with this searing betrayal of her husband's infidelity, a curious research project is exactly the distraction Carolina needs. But when she discovers a link between the vial and the London's long unsolved apothecary murders, Carolina, upended present soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate with Nella's and Elsa's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. And here is the author. Like I said, I actually enjoyed the book. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, I wouldn't know. I said, but you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I fell in love with it, so yep. And last but not least, the Fragile Threads of Power by B.E. Schwab. I am a big B.E. Schwab reader. I like most of her books. I ended up from the library borrowing the first 3 of this book, so I will not talk about this. This is the 4th book in the Magic series, which I'm not quite sure what the name of that series is. I don't know if it'll have this in here. The Shades of Magic series. So there is 3 books ahead of this. I grabbed this one. I was like, I definitely want to make sure I have these. I want to have them. And so here is V.E. Schwab, Victoria. And so I grabbed that one. I said, okay, definitely need to grab that one. And then if I fell in love with these, I'm going to end up getting it. So there's one book. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if I've ever gotten the 5 books, but this month I did. I was like, I have to. So, what did you think of my selection? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video. And until next time, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day.